to walk the track, and you can go through and walk.
No, walking. She said her leg hurt, but
Her leg hurt. She can use the massage gun.
yeah,
We got a massage gun you can use.
yeah, we got massage. Get out.
Chris, mute your mic. You got talking over. He
Oh,
both in the
my bad.
business. The little side,
My bad. My
Peace,
bad.
power, profit, everybody. Welcome to Urban Economic Empowerment Show. We're gonna try to go through the treasury bill site. Go to treasury.gov, and this is cool because I was talking about putting money away, being disciplined, saving over 6 months, 8 months,
Treasury
12 months,
Direct.
a year. Um, oh, Treasury Direct. I'm on the bus. Hold up. Treasury Direct.gov. All right, treasurydirect.gov, and we're looking into interest rates. Ooh, um, wait, you said T-bill, right?
Yeah,
Trying to get
Treasury
out of
bills.
it now.
We're gonna check out the treasury bill because Chris says there's a 6 month, right? No, an 8 month for 4.6%. Oh, let's see if you have to be logged in.
Oh, you don't want to log in, Mo?
No, I'm not going
I
to
can log in. Oh no. To my I don't want to log in. Shit, let me see if I remember. What today is? Cause it says it's gonna. Okay. Um. Oh, I got an account number. Hold on. I ain't been in this thing in a while. I was just looking at where all my little investment things is at. So basically, I was just talking about this morning, Chris, about how just you know you could get disciplined with putting money over for a period of time.
Yeah.
How starting with 6 months or 8 months in a T bill or a series bond can get you started. If you think being or putting it in one of those accounts where
Is it
can't withdraw until November.
is the money, what is the purpose for the money?
Huh?
What is the purpose for the money? Is it just to save, or are you
To be
saving
your
for a
own
purchase?
to be your own lender, retirement, lifestyle, emergency, all of the above. To start off somewhere, you have to start. You have to at least start with something low risk and make yourself out of a believer first. You can't. For people, especially when it's money. And this ain't no tax return, automatic, right? Coming back to you in lump sum. Is your money making you grow? You're making your own money grow, and sometimes people get hung up over just the idea of putting their money away. And so I was sharing that you could, look through your bank statement, find some cash flow that you don't have to dig into, right? So if you eat fast food once a week or every day for 5 days while you're going to work and it costs you $20 a meal, then take a week and take that whole $20 per day and or take that $100 and put it somewhere and watch it grow for 6 months and see what happens. And then you make yourself out of believer because time goes by fast. Um, you don't even have to. Some people get hung over when you think about something so large that it seems unattainable to them. So if they just approach it from, I'm talking about those who, you got to get somewhere because if your credit is already bad, you don't own no assets, no cash producing assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, crypto, nothing. You don't have anything of value in your home or at all, then you're going to have to start somewhere. And then taking a small step first and getting disciplined with time. It's not that people can't do something, they are always in a rush. It's always a rush. I put my money away, I want it tomorrow. I want it next week. Well, no, put $100 away. If that's what you're spending a week on food, do a meal prep and don't touch it. And then guess what? Next week, if you didn't miss it, then guess what? Do it again. Now you $200 in. Next week, do it again. Now you $300 in. Like, take that moment to learn how to cash flow on your own. Because you're not always gonna get a lump sum of money. You're not always gonna get a tax return. You're not always gonna get somebody giving you money or borrowing money, or you may not even get a raise.
Right.
So you have to start somewhere. And to me, the start would be um get taking a sum of money that you, and I know I always talk about little money, but some people get hung over when you talk about big money. They go crazy. They act like the asset is scamming them.
Yeah, they do.
You be like, hold on. I think everybody in the world got a CD or a money market or a T pill or a bond. How can it not be? Because under the mattress, it's not gonna help you. Hold on, I'm getting my code.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying start somewhere and stop whining. Because guess what? if if the if you favor the administration and you say, well, we don't like big government, we don't care if they get rid of those programs, it's not profiting us anyway. Well, guess what? If those programs are gone, that means you don't have anything to fall back on. So now you're gonna have to create your way. And what exactly would that be? No government tomorrow, no program. What would you do?
Hey, out of there.
Okay.
Hey,
OTP require access to your account. OTP is the case. Oh, did y'all send me a code? Oh, they sent me a code. Okay. So that's what, I was saying. Like, it's easy for us to get into conversations that has nothing to do with our daily sustainability, whether it's financial or your home front, right? Whether the expenses of your home front or it's leisure or it's retirement, right? We don't want to talk about that. That's boring. That's taboo. That's somebody else's problem. Oh shit! What the hell is my damn password? Hold on. Okay, Monica. How did I? Treasury Direct. Okay, now what's my password, dude? Oh man, let me do a forgot password. I forgot.
oh Lord.
Sorry.
Must
So I'm saying, I'm sorry, y'all. I got that on the screen, but we trying
must
to, huh?
have Sabio hit you up?
We live.
Okay.
That answers that question.
Take notes, people.
Let's see. I'm going into.
Hold on, what website is this?
It's not a website. That's the policy.
Cattle and poultry.
I have to redo my password. Hold
Oh, y'all eating y'all going on boat eating steaks, pork chops.
on. That's my tour I'm putting together.
Okay, I don't see no price on here.
Mhm.
This must be free.
No, so far right now, I'm putting it together. I'm trying to come up with some ideas. I got a few investors, but
Mm-hmm.
I have to get it down packed.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm in. Okay, I'm in my account, but I
Mm-hmm.
have to figure out how not to show.
You got money in there?
No, but it shows your account number at the top.
Well, just cover it.
No, it's not gonna. But I have to, in order to show how to purchase, you have to go to the top, and you can't scroll up enough because it's like right there.
Okay, so
I'm trying
go.
to see how to mask it.
Let me, yeah, find out how to mask it, and I'm gonna tell you what to go to, so you can get off that screen because it's gonna open up a new window. And
Okay, let me open up the new window. Tell me where to go.
well, if you on Treasury Direct,
Uh huh.
um, you're gonna have to go to Buy Direct.
My direct.
Buy.
Buy direct. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on buy direct. It still shows my number.
Well, no, don't put it on the screen. Don't put it on the screen. I'm gonna just tell you what to do. And when the other window open, then
It
we can go to live. We can put it on the screen.
it opened up a new tab, but it still has.
Well, what I'm telling you to click on is gonna show. It's gonna
Okay,
show another tab, and it's not gonna have your account number on there. It's
okay,
gonna, yeah, because it's gonna be a different page.
so you want to click on bills where it has short term securities of 1 year or less.
Yes.
Okay, and we're not clicking on one of the series, right?
No, no series, just T bills.
Okay, just submit. Okay, how much? Okay, I
Don't
see. Huh?
don't you ain't gotta submit nothing yet. Just click on. See if
4 weeks.
you can scroll down, and
Okay,
it should be able to. You should have an option where you can click on the Treasury auction.
the treasury auction.
Yeah,
Oh, yep,
cause
yep.
yeah,
I see the treasury auction.
yeah. Click on that.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. All right, I'm
Yeah,
coming back over now.
yeah.
Oh, so
So
the only way you get into the auction, you have to log in.
yeah, cause
Okay,
yeah, it'll take you there to the current uh auctions that they're having or had already, and see you can see the different issue dates and the terms, and then you got a QSIP number. Then you got the
gotcha.
maturity dates, and then the interest rate that you get.
So,
So what I bought the 8 week right there, 824 or 624, I should say, and I got that, yeah, right there.
so you would click right here.
Yeah, it's just gonna open it up, and
Mm.
so I bought I put about 2,000. I bought about $2,000 worth for this
So
particular.
where would you put the price?
What you mean put the price? Oh no, you do that on the page where you get ready to buy it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So when
But you
they
basically wanted to show how these percentages.
yeah, so yeah, these are the different interest rates that you will be
This
paid for these treasuries.
and it's the best one right now. That 8 week.
Yeah. And so, all treasury bills are 1 year or less. So anything from, I think the shortest is 4 weeks, and then the most is 52 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks. Mhm.
Yeah, you can purchase the T bills for that. So you'll earn the interest at the time of maturity. So when it matures in 4 weeks, you will get that your principal plus the interest.
Mm.
So say like you want to buy a house,
Mm.
you can you can put your money in a money market, or you can buy a T bill, something short term, so like 6 months, or you can buy CDs.
Right.
That way your money won't fluctuate
Yeah,
in a negative way.
that's the point I was getting across as well. So you want to, and you're only gonna make. Let's see, is there a calculator on this page? Or we'd have to
Uh,
do it.
I
We'd have
think
to.
I think we have to do it.
Let's see if we can find one. Hold on. There's a calculator for everything,
Yeah.
so people can get the gist of it.
Hmm.
All right. So if your initial deposit for that T bill was $1,000 and the interest rate 4%, and you're not gonna do any other investment, you're gonna do that one time, and what was it? Um, two. It was well. What would we do here, Chris? Because we only gonna do
Do it monthly,
monthly.
because that would be that's like a 4 week bill at minimum.
What's your federal tax rate? I think 28%.
Yeah.
Well, that little amount would be 10, right?
Well, yeah, they'll tax you at 10%, then the next percent.
You have to, right.
Yeah, all the way up to 28.
So you would earn $40 on $1,000.
And people be like, "Oh man, that ain't nothing."
Yes, reinvest it. It's
But
40 more dollars than you would normally get. I mean, if you want more, you gotta
and,
deposit more.
yeah, you gotta invest more. And I think you can invest up to $10 million.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, but since I did 2 weeks at 2,200, I mean 8 weeks at 2,200, I'm gonna earn $115 interest.
Oh yeah, because it's twice. That's right. Because you just added up.
Yeah, because I think I got that 4.4.5% or 4.6% uh interest rate.
Here we go. Let's do this one.
Okay.
So one face value 1,000. So you
Hmm.
did how many weeks?
8 weeks.
Eight weeks, and you paid 1,000 or
2,200
2,200. Oh, 2,200.
at 4.6%.
Oh, this one is preset.
Okay.
I take it out. But let's see. Yeah, we gotta get it. Oh, that's too much. So how did they come out of there? One reset. It says for the T bills, but it ain't giving us. Let's see. Oh, it didn't give us the interest rate.
Oh, click why I say it's calculate race.
There we
Yeah,
go.
put
Yeah, 4.5.
put 4.6. We rounded up.
4.6. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we did
Seven.
2. Hold on, I did the wrong dollar amount. Hold up. 8. Oh, it didn't let me change the amount. So that's on 1,000. No, because you earn more than that. So this one is off. Let's see. Because it gave you your right.
Yeah, so let's do 0.6%.
Actually, that's
Well, it's 101.20 actually. 101.20.
all you did. All right, there we go. 22. So
Maturity,
take
yeah, it's
what you
8 week.
take. Rate of return. Yeah, this one is different. Let me go back to the other one from the. Let's try this one. Oh, this one it's not by state. Let's see. 2200. Oh, they don't want to get let you do 6 months at a time.
Hmm.
It's gonna give us a good calculator. Okay, 22, 2200, 4.6, 8 weeks. Oh, did you have to? Did they take some of your interest rate? I mean your principal. Did they take some of your premium? The 2200. Because this is acting as if you only pay this one, as if you had to pay a fee.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Um, yeah, that would be accurate then. Yeah, that would be accurate.
Oh, I think before I had put a whole year, so 8 weeks. Um, but so do you think so now the bank? Banks are starting because I made mention of this too. Banks are starting to give.
Oh,
Hold up, let me check it out. Interest rates. Let's see.
I forgot Truist got that four
They got
hundred
that.
dollar bonus.
Yeah, they got that $400 bonus, but they also isn't the interest rate pretty high?
Really?
Hold on, because they asked me to change my to put
You
money in an account
you with Truist?
for business.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
was thinking about it, but I went ahead and got
I-
PNC.
yeah, I don't really favor them now. Don't give me the. I'm just sharing to see what was that interest rate that they mustered up. Hold up, let me see. I don't see it. It was that $400 deposit.
Let's see if we can
I
Google it
don't
real
see
quick.
it up here. Let's see.
But a money market account is 4%.
For Truitt's,
Yeah,
maybe that's what it was.
yeah, because the savings ain't shit.
Yeah, not for that now. So it should have said money market.
Yeah.
So these are the bank that has the best money market. banks that I ain't never seen. These got to be online banks.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, so I was just coming across some of my which Citibank, Citibank, which where to start? Like where do you like so many people whine about, yeah, I mean not whining, but they're sharing their thoughts on the economy, where we are, you know, um, inflation. What can you do to help your situation? And I know many people are late to the party, but you still have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, where do you start? Because think about it, if you don't have good credit, the market is the only. AE, you guys say this all the time. The market is the only place you can go that they don't discriminate and ask you with your credit score.
Yep.
So I mean, either where are you going to start? How are you going to start? I don't know, but only thing we can share with you is what's available right now. What we see. Where do you start? Chris is the financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I would start
if I had
paying
a
off
hundred
debt.
thousand, if I had $100,000, Chris, where would you tell me to go?
Um, I would tell you to pay off any debt first, and
You say do what?
pay off any debt first.
No debt. 100,000.
Okay. No debt, 100,000. Municipal bonds.
And where do
Me.
you buy municipal bonds?
Huh?
Where do you buy municipal bonds?
You can buy them at. I think you can buy them through your broker. You can buy them through your broker. And the reason why I say, because
So,
that's gonna give you tax free income. So you want to buy your state municipal bonds, because
so
you
that
get
will go. So when you say your estate municipal bonds,
your
so you would
state,
have
yeah.
to live in the state.
Huh?
So when you say your estate municipal bonds,
Not a state, your state, the state that you live in.
all the states.
Yeah,
Gotcha. So let me look up South Carolina.
yeah. The reason why I say that is because, well, for one, if you have $100,000, I don't know how you got it,
Yeah.
but let's say you were in the high income bracket, tax bracket. I think what is it,
47,
37?
they gonna take it.
And
Let's say it was gifted.
if it was gifted, you you diversify, you buy mutual funds, and you can allocate you can allocate that with mutual funds through different types of funds they have, whether it's growth, um, large cap, small cap, mid cap, bond funds, income funds. You
Man,
just diversified, but definitely can buy municipals, because municipals are tax free, especially if you buy in the state that you live in. So it's already tax free at the federal level. It
you
can also
see, you
what?
see South Carolina municipal. Who
What is
wants
it?
to buy that?
Huh?
I got it on the screen.
Yeah, but see, you worrying about no. You need to look at
Look at what
the yield on the bond. Remember, municipal bonds are not high yielding bonds.
you talking about. This right here.
Yeah, very illiquid, right? So they're only for tax purposes only,
Gotcha.
because they can be tax free at every level. So even if you buy like a bond from Puerto Rico or any U.S. territory, those are going to be tax free at every level. It's already federally tax free, but if you buy them in your state, they're going to be locally and state tax free as well. Only time you will be taxed state and locally is if you buy outside of your state, unless
You
it's in a U.S. territory.
mm, okay.
But you only do that if you're a high income earner, because you need that, you need that tax deduction or tax write off, basically, so you don't get hit as much on your investments because you earn an interest on that on those bonds.
Mhm.
But you definitely need to buy equities as well. So mutual funds, um, and they'll spread it out across everything. But if you are in the 37% tax bracket, 30%, 35% tax brackets, you definitely want to be investing in municipal bonds for tax purposes.
Right.
Because treasuries, treasury bonds, T bills, any government security, they're taxed federally and tax free, state and local. Corporate bonds are taxed at every level. Rich people buy munis, poor people buy corporates. That's the same. Rich people buy municipal bonds, poor people buy corporates.
Hmm. So, what if you pay your taxes on your money? Then you won't need to go this route, right? If you go ahead and just pay the tax.
What you mean?
So let's say someone gives you 100,000, you
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and you pay your tax on it. Go on and send yourself whatever, your taxes to the feds, the state, or pay the tax whenever you going it's due. Because they're gonna take it once you if you pay your tax up front.
On like municipals?
No, just the tax period. You saying that
Oh.
if someone gets some funding,
Mm-hmm.
they want to go ahead and pay the tax because they don't want to wait.
I mean, they can if they
Then
want
they
to.
then at that point they just put it in the I. Then at that point they should just put it in the right IRA, right? Because they've already paid the tax.
Yeah, yeah, because that yeah, Roth IRAs is after tax dollars, and you'll be able to get that tax free after age 59 and a half.
Right. And what if you already after? What if you 60?
You can still get it tax. You can get it tax free.
Okay, you don't have to wait.
Well, you will have to wait if you open an account at 60. You have
Mm,
to wait 5 years for the account to be open. You have to wait 5 years, and then you can do that, or else you're gonna get taxed.
right.
They
Oh,
they do have
so
that.
if you take it out the Roth IRA
Mm-hmm.
before, so if you put it there and you
Mm-hmm.
withdraw before 5 years, then they will tax you.
Yes. Yeah.
Tax
That's
you
it.
on the earnings or tax you on the whole thing.
You get taxed on the whole thing because they have that rule in place that you gotta have the account open for at least 5 years, even if you're over 59 and a half.
Mm,
Now, if you had it prior already, then you'll be able to withdraw it tax free after 59 and a half. But if you're not 59 and a half and you try to withdraw it, you're going to get a 10% penalty on that.
so that's where the rule comes in. If you don't plan to keep your investment for past 5 years.
Yeah. Well,
Got
just for that account for a Roth IRA, um, yeah, they're gonna penalize you for that.
right.
Yeah,
So is it any IRA or just Roth? Roth or traditional, or just Roth?
just Roth because traditional is a pre-tax,
Mm-hmm.
so you gotta have to pay ordinary income tax plus a penalty, 10% penalty if you withdraw that money. Yeah, they have different rules. That is only for a Roth IRA that you have to have it open for at least 5 years. Um, the traditional is just that they're taxed differently. Yeah, similar to a 401k. So it's pre-tax, and then you pay ordinary income taxes as well on that.
Mm. So that's why it's helpful with these brokerage accounts like Stash and Acorn and M1 and Webull because you get to kind of work your way into these.
Right. And they have IRAs too.
Yes.
So and you can contribute to both. You can have a traditional and a Roth IRA, um, but you can only contribute $7,000. If you invest in both, you can only contribute the $7,000 contribution limit uh, for both. So that would be 3,500 each. But if you do one and not the other, then it's 7,000, and it's an extra $1,000 if you're over 50, which is called a catch-up contribution. So essentially, you get $8,000.
Right.
So hear me clearly when I say this: if you are in a high tax bracket, please, if you do not have municipal bonds, please buy the municipal bonds. Those are a benefit to you.
Well,
If
I
you
find these days that some people in high tax brackets, but they make the money, but they spend it right back out
yeah, that's unfortunate.
because they still don't owe taxes.
Yeah, and they have to learn how to not owe taxes or owe minimum taxes.
Well,
Pay some taxes, but
the only way you do that is what you're saying that you actually have your money going to invest, your money going to investment assets and not everyday spending.
right.
Because if it's everyday spending, you go owe.
Yeah, you definitely are. So you might as well put your money into tax sheltered investments and uh, tax deductible investments. Um, you know, to go against your income.
Right.
Real estate, munis. You gotta diversify. You gotta put it in to all different type of assets. And but people don't understand that, CEOs when they get a salary,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Their salary is not as much as people think. And they may get bonuses and stuff like that, but it's their stock ownership that gives them the net worth that they have.
Mm.
And they don't necessarily always sell their shares, they just borrow against it, which is completely legal,
Mm.
especially if you're getting it on a discount anyway. So you probably get a fair market value uh, of your personal stock ownership. So Tesla could be like $370 per share, but you getting it for 250. So you're already starting off with $120 um, net growth from that alone. So look at it from that standpoint.
Right. Yep, that's true.
So what was I about to say? Uh, yeah, T bills is just it's like a short term uh savings account that you earn interest on more than what your bank pays. I mean, you can get a high yield savings account. Um, you can put it in your bank's money market fund. You can put it in your brokerage accounts money market account. Like they have these options, but if you don't ask, they just gonna think you're a regular customer. They just want to check as a savings account.
Right.
So
I think people's biggest issue is timing. Time, time, time. Time, time, time.
right,
People don't, get in the habit of saving for what you want. Instead of just being impulsive driven. You get your check, you just go buy. Get your check, just go buy. Scale it back. Put the money away over time, and then go out and make your purchases, your big purchases, or your, whatever, just holiday bird, whatever, right? I
yeah,
think that time is a crucial piece. If we can maximize on time, it could be real beneficial. If you could get people to slow down and maximize on their time. When they say time is money, it really is. You lose a whole lot when you move around too much.
hmm
You know. So you talked about your T bills and those bonds, they're still out there,
yeah,
you know, for a shorter period of time
right,
to October. 3.9% for those who want to put their money in some bonds. If you want to gift them, it's there for you.
yeah. So many options out here.
You just have to start somewhere.
Yeah, hell, even Acorns, they got an emergency savings account, and I think it's like paying out 3.5%.
See? But as we stated earlier, they want it and they want it now. It always goes back to time. They don't want to wait. You know. So that's why I think. So that's why I think programs are good, because if you impatient, if majority of the world is impatient, then you gonna need some programs to help your butt.
Right.
Because you're not doing it on your own. That's why.
Yeah.
Even the folks who have good paying jobs or careers aren't doing it. They rolling with the credit cards, right?
Yeah.
Not saving anything. And we know that because every time somebody transition, then what are they doing? You gotta raise money. Or if a major expense happens in your house, you either trying to borrow it or you trying to put it up. So if you're not gonna keep your credit up, then you have to try to put some money away. Because
Right.
your personal credit and your payment history, that's what's going to determine whether or not you can get some type of favor with the financial institutions. So we already know you have a barrier before you walk in the door. So if you already know that, then why not just maintain and keep that on the wraps, so that if you're not going to save your own money to be your own lender, then guess what? You're going to have to keep your credit good, right? Because you got
Right.
to get some favor from somewhere. And guess what? It's all contingent upon you.
Mm. Yep. It really is.
You know.
Gotta start applying this stuff, man. Uh, when you get stuck in a rut, you should have. You won't be sitting there like, man, I should have did what you said, man.
Right. Let's go through this article. What are treasuries? Government bonds versus notes versus bills. Treasury bond notes and bills are U.S. government debt securities that mainly differ in their duration, the interest they pay, and the amount of interest rate risk they face. Hold so here gonna be some takeaways. Treasury bond notes and bills are three different types of U.S. debt securities. They vary in their length to maturity, um, the time it takes to receive the face value, and the interest rate they pay. Treasury bills mature in less than 1 year, Treasury notes in 2 to 5 years, and Treasury bonds 20 or 30 years. The easiest way to buy Treasury bond notes and bills are directly from the U.S. government at treasurydirect.gov or through a broker. Treasury bonds, notes, and bills are three types of investments the U.S. government issues. You loan the government money by buying a treasury bond, note, bill, and earn interest in return. The selling of the U.S. debt through treasuries finances the operations of the federal government while also offering additional benefits to investors. Treasury securities, also known as treasuries, are considered low risk because they're issued and backed by the U.S. government. They are also budget friendly for investors. Since they can be purchased in increments of $100 and they're exempt from state and local tax, you still pay federal tax on the interest earned. Ooh, I like that, Chris. You ain't tell me that.
I did tell you that. I told you,
It-
government securities are federally taxed and state, local, no tax.
oh, I thought you didn't vary. Okay. I think I heard that for the municipal. Okay. The face value of treasury is its price. Wait, mute, Chris.
Hmm?
Mute.
Okay. What happened to my mute button? All right.
All right. Let's see if it's still static after you mute. And then come off mute if you want to come in. Did it mute? Okay. All right. The face value of treasury is price if held to maturity, while the treasury's interest is the profit you receive for loaning the U.S. government money. All right. So the interest is what you receive as a profit. All right. So here's a couple of advertisement they have: Charles Schwab, Public, and then Coinbase. All right. This is below an overview of the different type of treasury bonds, notes, and bills. U.S. Treasury bonds first. Treasury bonds are the longest term U.S. debt security with maturities of either 20 to 30 years. Also known as T-bonds, treasury bonds pay a fixed rate of interest every 6 months. While treasury bonds may yield lower returns on average than a higher growth investment such as stocks, T bonds offer stability and liquidity. In other words, their returns are more reliable and can help cushion the effects of stocks in your portfolio. And in a pinch, they're easy to sell and return into cash. All right, so basically, the treasury bonds they mature 20 to 30 years. They have low risk, and they offer stability and liquidity, and they're easy to sell and turn into cash. All right, so it's your treasury bonds. U.S. Treasury notes. U.S. Treasury notes are short and intermediate term debt securities with maturities of 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, or 10 years. Like Treasury bonds, Treasury notes pay a fixed rate of interest every 6 months. Treasury Treasury notes or T notes can be bought directly from the government at auction or through broker. All right. So your notes mature. You have a 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, and 10 year. All right. Let's see. Then you have U.S. Treasury bills. Hold on. In contrast to notes and bills, the treasury bills are the shortest term government investment and mature in 4 weeks to 1 year. The treasury bills are also known as zero coupon bonds, meaning unlike bills and notes, they don't pay a fixed interest rate. Instead, treasury bills are sold at a discounted rate to their face value. The interest you receive is the difference you receive between the face value of the bill and its discount rate when it matures. So the treasury bills is at a discounted rate, and that goes off of it matures 4 weeks to a year. So you have time in between. And that's what Chris was showing earlier. All right. What are the risks of investing in treasuries? All investments involve some level of risk. The higher the risk, the greater the potential reward or loss. When issuing any loan, the issuer's creditworthiness describes how likely they are to make good on their promises to repay you. Treasury bonds, bills, and notes tend to be some sort of low risk investment on the market because of the full faith and credit of the U.S. government's back, because the U.S. government backed them. That said, the Treasury securities of longer durations, such as bonds and notes, are more exposed to a particular type of risk called interest rate risk. Here's how it works. Bonds and interest rates typically have an opposite relationship. Bonds tend to lose value when interest rates rise. The risk with buying a treasury bond longer duration is that interest rate will increase during the bond's life, and your bond will be worth less on the market than the new bond being issued. Treasury bonds tend to pay higher interest rates the shorter the T bills and the notes to compensate investors for the interest rate risk they will take with their purchase. Okay, let me read this one again. How does it work? Bonds and interest rate typically have an opposite relationship. Bonds tend to lose value when the interest rate rise. The risk with buying a treasury bond over long durations is that the interest rate will increase during the bond's life, and the bond will be worth less on the market than the new bond being issued. Treasury bonds tend to pay higher interest rate than short T bills, and the notes to compensate investors for the interest rate risk they take with their purchase. So, with this being said, when you get a treasury bond, it's best to get it for a long period of time. Okay. Keep in mind the opposite can also happen when interest rates fall and the price of your bond increases. Okay. So how to buy the treasury bond notes and bills. When treasury bond notes and bills can be bought in two main ways. You can purchase treasury securities directly from the US government and oh directly from the US government at treasurydirect.gov, or you can go through a broker. You will need three pieces of information to get started: a taxpayer identification number or social security number, a U.S. address, and a checking or savings account to link the payment. If you'd rather buy Treasury securities in bulk, you can look at Treasury funds, such as ETFs or mutual funds. The group bills, bonds, and notes together for quick, easy, affordable diversification. Buying a collection of treasuries with different duration lengths also help reduce the effect any one bill, bond, or note has on your portfolio. There is also relatively new types of accounts called a treasury account, which automatically invest and reinvest in T bills. Okay, so the new type of account, a treasury account. Is that on our Treasury Direct, Chris? I need to plug my phones in. Hi, Chris. Oh, what you mean? Oh, I didn't even know you were out. My bad. I didn't even know you were out.
Yeah, for some reason my screen got froze.
Oh,
Wouldn't let
okay.
me unmute it first. But what you asked?
I asked. It has said if you'd rather buy Treasury securities in bulk, you can look at the Treasury's fund, such as ETFs or mutual funds. So that's that group bills,
Yeah,
bonds, and notes together for a quick and easy, affordable diversification
yeah.
by a collection of treasures. So that's I was asking. So we could get this in like we could. Oh, that's right. Stash have that.
Yeah, bond
That's the
fund.
section. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Stairs got it. Acorns got it too.
Let's see. Yeah. So um, let's see. So I like Stash because it breaks it down. If you're a new learner, it helps you. Um, it really helps you with all of the educational tools, and it really helps you take your time and go through and buy things. And until I know some people, you hear everybody else and what they're doing, and you want to jump in really, really fast and to get things done. But guess what? You have to take your time and you have to learn.
Yep.
And you cannot, just because someone else is very successful, you cannot expect them to be successful like you.
Yo, what happened? I guess some whole internet went out. I'll wait for it to pop back in.
Can you hear me better?
Can now.
Okay, yeah, yeah. My iPad needed to be charged. I
Mm.
didn't realize it. But anyways, what I was saying was that I like using Stash because you have all these opportunities to learn and take your time, you know. And so if you're new, a lot of times we thank you. I mean, you already some windows or something. I'm hungry. Um, a lot of times you're thinking about, man, especially if you're new, you're like, man, I haven't really been paying thinking. I haven't been really been paying attention to my finances. I heard my friends talk about it, but I didn't even think of nothing of it. I just just continued life. But now, getting a little older, maybe you in your late 40s, early 50s, or maybe you're in your 30s. Your kids are grown. Kids are growing up now. You know, they're in their early 20s or whatever. And you're like, man, you got grandbabies coming, and you're thinking about it like, wow, I missed out on a lot. You know, where can I start? You don't really want to tell nobody because you're embarrassed because you didn't do what you were supposed to on time, right? Because you were just doing your thing, living life. And so Stash is a place where you can kind of come and learn. You can see what is all available, right? You got your bonds, you got your commodities, media, retail, consumer staples, energy, finance, diversified mixes, global exposures, goods and services, healthcare, industries, tech, materials, mission and causes, real estate, broad market, technology and innovation, dramatic, and utilities. And you can think about it. You can say, oh, okay, so this is how it all works. You can click on each one of them and it'll show you tickers. Here's the top 26 that's offered here. Doesn't mean that's the only one. And you could go through each one and um, just kind of learn what they are. So when you hear folks talk about these, you can kind of understand the lingo, right? Um, if you're into things, they always say start off what's in your house. Everybody shops. Where are you shopping? A lot of times I'll look through and I want to look and see what these dividends are like. If I don't understand nothing else, I know dividends. Let me add Burberry Group. Let's see. See what they're working with. Let's find out Dre got Dre. Where Dre at? Dre around here somewhere. Talk to us. You got Burberry? What it's looking like? You know what these dividends is like. They pay 55 cents, right? You know, where do you start? What are you thinking about? What are you into? I'm gonna put the dividends on top. Let's see. All right. You can start there if that's what you decide. What are some things you've looked at? Now we got a few dividend stocks that we get involved with because our brother Andre, he's all over on top of the dividends. So he shared with the ones with us that has a really good use case, right? But you could come here and you could put in if that's where you want to start and you can kind of explore it, right? Give you something to think about where to go and study first instead of just saying, hey, give me one. Where can I put my money? Well, Chris already said if you're a high value person, well, let's look at that. Let's see what he's actually talking about. So he says the tax bracket. So let's look at the tax bracket. So I guess we could start there. How would I think about where would I want to put my money? Let's look at the tax bracket, right? So you know, if you make less than this, you know your taxable income is 10%. You make less than 48,475, your tax bracket on your taxable income is 12%. If you make less than 103,350, your tax bracket 22%. If you make less than 197,300, your tax bracket 24%. If you make less than 250,525, your tax bracket 32%. And 600,000, 626,350, 35%, and 626,350, 37%. These are for the single folk. So anything above that, 37%. All right. Married folk is yours. And then married separate is yours. And then head of household, here's yours, and so on. And then is it raining? It's raining on? It's raining?
No, the wind is just very bad.
Oh. And then if you want to do a comparison contrast, let's see. I was gonna see if it's gonna put it side by side. Let me see if I can find. Let's see if they put it side by side for us. Go ahead, Chris.
Hmm?
I thought you was gonna say something. I was gonna put the
You
tax
doing
bracket side by.
single and married?
Oh yeah, no, I was just showing the tax bracket because you said if you make if your tax bracket, if you're up here, 37%. So which tax bracket you're saying that they should have municipal bonds if they're at the 37% mark
Yeah, between 32 and 37%.
right here. So if you're making more than $197,301, then he's saying that hey, you may want to consider your dollars and put that and then look into municipal bonds. Let's go. Let's put it in. Your state
Mm-hmm.
municipal
City,
bonds.
state.
City, state, or local.
Yep.
Let's see if there's a list. Uh,
That includes general obligation bonds, revenue bonds.
there you go, right here. General obligation, revenue. So this is Fidelity. So I went to Fidelity as an example. Y'all keep in mind this stuff is educational only, okay? So he's saying this is where you need to start considering if your tax bracket is with 32% or above, right? So what I'm saying is if you're not, if you're in the 24% or less, but you got a couple bucks that you want to cash flow, we're saying look into some of these brokerage accounts if you don't want to go and talk to your banker or get you a financial advisor right off, right? These we're not telling you to do it. We're just sharing some best practices that we've done on personally. And Stash and Acorns is my favorite. And you could come and you could kind of learn and you could break this down by stock sector, right? So we know energy is big business right now, right? So if energy is big business, we can go through and we can explore some of these energy stocks. So you want to take it one by one, and maybe you want to say, okay, start with your own energy company? Is it publicly traded? You want to go and look. If not, you could just kind of stroll through, see what's most appealing to you, or you could just do your research and have a what do you call it? Have you a what y'all used to say this all the time, Chris. You used
What?
to say, what's your not risk to reward, but what's your you used to say what's your I don't want to say use case
Yeah,
scenario.
it is a use case scenario. For investing into something? No. Huh? Internet went out again. Got that $2 internet. Power outage. Damn.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a power outage.
You sure it ain't that $2 internet?
I don't, huh?
I said, you sure it ain't that $2 internet? Dang, that stuff not working again.
Uh-oh. It's interfering.
Was it storming over there or something?
The internet is glitching.
Oh, shoot. But I hope it work tomorrow. Your shoes come tomorrow.
Oh Lord. We'll try again tomorrow. I was on the road too.
Oh, because it keep going in and out.
Yeah, it's glitching. What you want me to do? You want to take over? You want to take over the conversation? Where your peanut? Let me see. Let's see what Brandon at.
Oh, because you got the you can share the screen and all that. I can't do that.
It's gonna keep going out.
Oh man.
Let me see what the weather at, and then maybe we can come back.
Okay. Is it supposed to storm over there?